My name's Sarah. I am 33 years old, and I currently live in Columbia, Kentucky. July of 21, we both, was it July?
It's early August. August, right around Alan's birthday, August 5th,
Yeah.
when we got sick. Well, we assumed we had COVID. We were around some people that ended up testing positive for COVID. I had a cough, lasted about 2 weeks, and Sarah did as well, but hers didn't go away. So early September, I told her, it's been too long, it should have gone away, and pregnant, and so we went to a local clinic. She had a very severe coughing fit with a substantial amount of coughed up blood. And so we went back to the clinic, and they recommended that we go to hospital.
The local clinic wanted to send us to Glasgow in an ambulance.
Right.
And when I talked to my midwife, she said, no, absolutely not. If it is a blood clot, they're going to have to operate immediately, and they will have to take Isabel. We found out that she was a girl at the time. We named her Isabel. They will have to take Isabel via emergency C-section, and you are 28 weeks, so you need to be at the best NICU in the state, which is UK, so go up to Lexington.
That's how we ended up at UK. Yeah, Dr. Maskey was the guy we were dealing with there that could do the procedure that she needed done, steady lungs, everything.
Everybody's trying to be so lighthearted and positive and saying, oh yeah, it's like, if it is cancer, it's only like, stage 3.5. Yeah, it's not that bad. We're not stage 4 yet. And, we don't need to talk about that yet. Dr. Maskey walks in, he looks at the scans, he reads everything, and then he sits down and he says, well, stage 4 cancer, you don't have a lot of time, so let's get this going. I can't describe to you the volume that this thought echoed through my mind, but it was, dear God, why me? Because I had done anything that, typically would cause cancer. And first thought, why? And second thought was, well, what are we going to do now? Third thought was, what is my husband and children going to do without me? And that became the leading fear in my head, at least. Because once Dr. Maskey confirmed, definitely stage 4, we're needing to do something quickly. His lack of panic, but his sense of urgency gave me a purpose to work toward. It was stated at one point, we are going to try to get you to 34 weeks. At the time, we were at 29 weeks. So the phrase, we're going to try to get you to 34 weeks, told me many things, one of which nobody would say is that they considered it terminal. So knowing that and realizing that and accepting that was very hard to do. But once I accepted it, my purpose was stay healthy, stay breathing, stay alive for Isabel. Get her the best possible start.
And then we met Dr. Zinner, Dr. Ralph Zinner. Zinner come in and kind of offered a different option. So we have one option over here of doing the conventional radiation chemotherapy path, which just on its face, we don't care a whole lot for because of the side effects. You're not only dealing with life, but you're dealing with quality of life and trying to make that decision of at what point do you give up and say it's not worth going through that for a 20% chance at 5 years. And so Dr. Zinner come in and he said, we can wait on these results to come back on these biopsies. He said, if your cancer has a particular type of mutation, a particular, marker in it, then it opens up the potential for other treatment options that might be less side effects. We were in the hospital for 7 days, Tuesday to Tuesday. We came home and we were able to be home for 12 days. In that 12 days, we had my parents here, had her parents here, and we had a chance to process, to rest, and to really, mentally and emotionally deal with what we were what has just happened
Hmm.
and what it's going to look like going forward. So at the end of the 12 days is Sunday night, and she had a breathing episode come on where basically the stent failed and she couldn't breathe.
It literally felt like I was trying to suck my life's air through a straw that somebody was pinching, because that's what happened. The mass had grown so much during the 12 days because Dr. Maskey had cleared the airway, totally cleared it of the mass, and put a stent in. And according to him, the stent was supposed to last for months. In 12 days, the mass had grown so quickly, so aggressively, that it was overtaking a stent that was supposed to last for months.
So October 19th, Isabella was born.
Yes.
With C-section, and then went in and stabilized the lungs again. So at this stage, baby's out and early but okay. A day or two after she was born, they did more scans. They kept doing scans and found out that there was a tumor on her spine that had fractured her spine. And there was also more on the neck they were concerned about. They put her in a neck brace and then did spinal surgery and actually removed a section of her spine and then fused a rod to where they do. And at this point, they got the results back on the initial biopsies they had done. And Dr. Zinner come in and explain to me that she's got, the cancer, there's a mutation, strains or whatever, that can be targeted by a particular type of treatment, that it's not the chemo or radiation. That not only did she have the mutation, but she had an extraordinarily high concentration of it. And apparently, I think only about 10% of lung cancer patients have this particular mutation. So he explained that what it does is it allows the treatment then to target the cancer wherever it is at in the body. And she had multiple tumors in her brain, tumors in her lung, tumors on her spine, some around her hips. I mean, it was everywhere. And this treatment would allow to treat it wherever it was at. So they began, while she was intubated, they began to give her that treatment. And she started to get stronger and better.